If you want to make 2024 the best year of your life, you need to start writing your own chapters. In school, they teach us to follow the path well trodden. Class, turn to page 35, chapter 2. We're going to be doing exercise 3. Sound familiar? That's because in school they teach us to just follow the chapters that they've already written for us. The secret, though, is that is not the way that you're going to succeed. If you look at every single successful person there is, whether it's Jeff Bezos, Mark Zuckerberg, Kylie Jenner, Kendall Jenner, Kim Kardashian, whoever you idolize or whoever you think is successful, they all wrote their own chapters. When Mark Zuckerberg was an undergrad at Harvard, he didn't listen to Harvard, he didn't let them shut down Facebook. No, he did it and he stood up to the consequences because he wrote his own chapter. But the problem is, Mark Zuckerberg, Bill Gates, it's too hard to look up to them. They're right up there. How can you make 2024 your year? And what principles can we apply to actually do that? And I'm going to make it dead simple. There's one quotation that I think encapsulates it all. If you want to see change, you've got to be the change that you want to see in the world. Nobody is going to miraculously come in 2024 and say, this is what you're going to do. This is how you're going to make 2024 the best year of your life. Even I can't do that. All I can do is share with you that quotation. And what do I mean by that? When I was an undergrad at Cambridge University, I pitched for the University Entrepreneurship Prize. The brightest minds from all over the university came. Remember, Cambridge is the university that gave birth to Sir Isaac Newton, Stephen Hawking, Alan Turing, billion-dollar companies like Arm, which powers every single smartphone out there. So that's where we were. And I was pitching, but how much was I pitching for? £2,000 for one winner for a whole year. I'm not kidding, that was the whole prize money. So the whole of Cambridge, all these brilliant people were all pitching just for that single prize. Flash forwards to 2023, I gave away $1 million. You heard that right. $1 million without taking any equity in those startups, no strings attached, just purely giving them the money that they needed to succeed. Wild. And it was all because of one thing which my co-founder Dom and I did. We founded a startup called EasyA, which is now one of the fastest growing startups in the world. YouTube legend Alistair Mann, who you might know by his YouTube handle Elementary, calls us the Mr. Beast of Web3. And I love the name, but there's so much more to it. So why am I telling you this story? What moral is there to it, and what can you learn? I was coming up with the ideas for this video on the plane to a meeting just before New Year. And I didn't have Wi-Fi, so I had a little bit of time to rifle through some of my photos from Cambridge at the time. And I stumbled upon this photo of me. This photo was the start of it all. This is a picture of me in my college's library as I was graduating. I was looking at the spines of all of the books that I'd read. Their spines were totally broken down the back from me just poring over them, reading them day in, day out. I knew literally everything that there was in those books. Every theorem, every breakthrough, every single framework. It was the last time that I'd opened those books ever again. I didn't quite know it at the time, but it was the start of a totally new chapter. Because instead of reading those chapters, I was about to start writing my own. Remember, they say that you need to be the change that you wish to see in the world. It's obvious that that £2,000 prize for pitching your idea isn't going to get you very far. What can you do with £2,000? You can set up a website, buy the domain name, you can register a company, but beyond that and doing a couple of very, very small things, it's not going to get you very far, especially if you aren't a student or if you need money to actually pay for your everyday living costs. But what can £2,000 actually get you? Well, it can't get you very far, especially if you need to pay for living costs like travel, food, and just basic things like accommodation or rent. So with the resources that we created through our startup EasyA, we didn't just up it to 10K, we didn't just up it to 100K, we upped it to $1 million. And we gave it all away in 2023. So why did I make this video now? Why did I do this after all these years? This year is going to be the best year we've ever had. And I wanted to share that with you too. You see, the stuff that they teach us in school, it helps to a certain extent, but really you need to start writing your own chapters. You shouldn't be reading the books that other people have already written for you. You need to start writing them yourself. And I want this to be a message of empowering you. The world was built by people no smarter than you, and that those books weren't written by experts. They were written by people who were also no smarter than you. And that the ball's in your court. If you want to make 2024 the best year of your life, that you have the power to do just that. So if you're looking forward to 2024, I can feel it right now. I can feel it right inside. You can't scientifically pinpoint exactly when your chapter starts or when you started writing that chapter. You can definitely see it looking back, but you can just feel it in the present moment. So no matter what stage you're at, whether you're building a startup, whether you're just fighting your own battles, I can't wait for us to make 2024 our year together. I'll see you on the other side.